Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift a glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahanna in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yahanna will put 12 shield General Muhammad scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yahanna will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under commanding General Yahanna at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Want
us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Commanding General Yahanna is America on the brink of World War III. Join us for a real discussion about America's future.
For God's justice to be right in the earth, this entire country has to be devastated in nuclear war.
It's the Third World War coming, and what does this mean for black and brown people? You don't want to miss it. It's July 28th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. 1522 South Wabash Ave, Chicago, Illinois. Be there.
That's right. I was a young man 35 years ago, and they said Russia would turn on America after it came together with America.
This is, man, the last safe haven for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You don't want to miss out, and it's $30 to get in. Also, we will be having a lecture party, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then we're going to be having an after party to be announced, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. For any more information, contact 708-506-5738. 708-506-5738.
Commanding General Yahanna will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yahanna live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift a glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahanna in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yahanna will put 12 chill General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles, in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yahanna will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under commanding General Yahanna at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Let's have fun with it.
Uh-oh. Stepped up on the scene. Catching that.
Yeah. Hey, Cat. What's wrong with these niggas, man? First off, no need to go back and forth with the scriptures, cause every time you niggas talk, y'all just proving you wicked. Really? See, the UPK name was mentioned by some Israelite group who called a leader a bishop. Really? And what I'm stating is all facts. You lost that. UPK, that's them hard cats. Cross that. Said the shield of David was Molech. Stop that. Hope you told Esau that when you got your cop badge. Hypocrites, that's that shit we don't like. Fraud niggas, that's that shit we don't like. Come on, man. You Tom Clancy niggas cause division. Bunch of wicked ass niggas in your spirit bear witness. That's what's wrong with you boys. Let a man check you. Foot on they neck, applying all this damn pressure. No regard for the black lives the clan gathered. That's the shows how you feel about your ancestors. If you really in these streets, where your teachings at? If you really men of war, where your mitri at? Brotherhood and loyalty, is you teaching that? Pharisees and heresies, you teaching that? When it comes to a check, you niggas turn into Judas. How you speak against the beast, then go join with they movement? You can't lock a brother up cause he don't know what the truth is. Talking about building a nation, you helping us lose it. See, now y'all niggas see why we don't link up with no squad. The more you niggas teach is the reason you show why. The day you left us was the day that your soul died. The Lord named Yahweh, why you calling him Anya? It ain't come from the prophets, then you know that it's all lies. The general held on, nigga, he never jumped side. And y'all see everything we do for the 12 tribes. We see the shit you niggas do when doves cry. Y'all hated rank, now y'all copy our style. Shit, we heard about your video, seen it and smile. Now it's time to set the record straight. We coming for Nate, dog, let's regulate. Motherfucker, we hit him up.
War. Why you suckers is fellowshipping? Fucking Christians, why would you ever consider dissing? Nigga, listen, you don't never last in our division. That UPK warhead launching is never missing. Officer down, I'ma start to offer you clowns. How you talking tough in your church offering gown? Y'all just a cheap imitation. These niggas hating, wanna be us so bad as humiliating. Making diss tracks using indirect statements. IUICPD on location, lying to their faces, lying in your convo, putting cases on everybody, Nate like Alonzo. UPK the big dog, rest of y'all just pups. We about to separate purebred from mutts. Y'all days is up, y'all gay as fuck. You say you got the truth, but the truth is you suck. Y'all should stick to lying, cause rapping ain't where you wanna go. You took your shot, got blocked, not today like Matumbo. Holding cane with Columbo, UPK do a jumbo. Can't beat us with the scriptures, rap rapping, not in the rumble. Y'all second class, y'all wouldn't last in the jungle. You dealing with the predators, wearing purpley regular. IUIC so peeved, they irrelevant. Your track so corny, I'm doing this for the hell of it. Just to be clear, I don't give a fuck like I'm celibate. Got your bitches singing Chief Keef, y'all so delicate. Then you try to pick up a mic, that ain't intelligent. And if you talking numbers, you ain't fucking with us, they either. Cause every one of ours were 3 or 4 of you divas. You hard as a Justin Bieber, we hot as a fucking fever. You should join the trooper program, you starving for a leader. UPK will make y'all men. We do a lot of charity, so we'll take y'all in. Show you how to be a soldier and to keep them hoes in their place. But to be honest, I'd rather punch them dead in their face. Kinda curious what color red and purple make now. Is that your camp or your girl camp? You stepping in the ring with the world champs. None of them punches was even landing. IUIC get slapped open-handed. Whole squad must be gay to follow a faggot. When we saw your weakness, know we had to attack it. Cross that line, now you suckers gon' learn a lesson. I ain't taking shit from no pussies in purple dresses.
Kaboom! Warlord in the building! I kill these motherfucking niggas and I kill them! Hey, chill out!
You stepping in the ring with the world champs. None of them punches was even landing. IUIC get slapped open-handed. Whole squad must be gay to follow a faggot. When we saw your weakness, know we had to attack it. Cross that line, now you suckers gon' learn a lesson. I ain't taking shit from no pussies in purple dresses, purple blouses. I know them bitches running your houses. I see you worship women, I know who wearing the trousers. Really, I prefer that we take it straight to the warfare. What we doing here? Folding y'all like a lawn chair. It's the wrong year. Betting y'all get the point clear. Squad too soft to beef with true bosses. You can thank the general sending you all these losses. Then you go to Ghana, so far from Americana, so you can get them little boys naked in their cabana. I see what Purple Rain and Bambada they got in common. They ever touch my kids, I'ma bury them, never find them. Next time, better watch your mouth and watch your rhyming. Never mention general, direct or subliminal. You gon' need more than them cops to come defending you. Better get the FBI, the military, GMS on PMS, polite SETI. The whole conscious community come together in unity. Still won't be enough in between to protect you from me. Now, is we finished or we done? One West where I'm from, when you see us better run. I ain't put my all in this verse, I'm having fun. And what make it even worse for you cowards, it just begun. Fuck it, I can do this shit forever. Purple started raining, I'm coming with an umbrella. I'm coming with a vendetta. We go to war like wherever. IUIC in the ICU.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
That's how you gonna start the show.
Shalom, yo, Captain Todd gave him a toma eso pendejo. That was hot fire right there.
That was something right there.
Listen.
I'm right here cracking the hell up. Captain Todd, yo, he drilled it.
Yeah,
that shit was fire, yo. Love that shit.
Yeah. You gotta go dig any crates for that.
Yeah, come, sir.
Yeah, how y'all doing today? Y'all good?
Wow, hey, shalom, sugar thumb.
Thumb. All right. So we're gonna start it on and hopefully the Captain Shaq and the other brothers they're gonna come in, right?
Yep, come, sir.
All right. So in DC, who we have in DC? A Warrior and let's start with Captain Ash.
Yeah, sir.
Puerto Rico, you want to tell them a little about Puerto Rico?
Oh, sure. So from the 6th to the 13th, we're gonna have and if y'all check out the flyers, who I've already posted out there, but we'll be out there rocking Puerto Rico. You know, say me and General Kobalamov, Officer Maganamov, Officer Hazahab, and the officer I forgot his name, Salaki for that, but the brother up in Buffalo, New York. We're gonna get it on camp days from August 11th and August 12th. So y'all come and check us out if y'all in Puerto Rico. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk, we're gonna, you know, give them the scriptures, what they need. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna just rock Puerto Rico the way it's supposed to be rocked. ISUPK coming hardcore. Puerto Rico, pa' que lo sepa, papi.
That's right. That's right. You're right. All right. Amen. All right. Now DC we have our Warrior and Kazak Ahmad. How camp was today? How was camp?
It was too wild, sir.
Okay, Musa and Christ. And Sawap. Sawap, y'all all the way from Trinidad. You know what I mean? Always good seeing y'all. You know what I mean? Always good seeing you.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right, what we have on the table? You want to hold on to that acorn? What else we have on the table?
Well, we got some real good Tawab stories tonight too, sir. We go to it.
Put one, but we can save the that acorn.
You said the acorn one?
Yeah, we can save the acorn until I'm coming.
Kawakan, sir. We got the Carly Russell case, sir. The abduction.
Wait, that's his sister from Alabama.
Yeah, I believe so, sir. Kawakan, sir.
All right, hey, shalom.
Yeah,
shalom. Yo chakata.
What's up?
You'll be able to You'll be able to It's like we also have the North Dakota police officer shooting.
What about that number 8?
8. Texas abortion ban. Kawakan, sir.
You could probably start with that one.
Kawakan. Nearly 2 years after Texas's 6-week abortion ban, more infants are dying. Texas's abortion restrictions, some of the strictest in the country, may be fueling a sudden spike in infant mortality as women are forced to carry non-viable pregnancies to term. Some 2,200 infants died in Texas in 2022, an increase of 227 deaths, or 11.5% over the previous year, according to preliminary infant mortality data from the Texas Department of State Health Services that CNN obtained through a public records request. Infant deaths caused by severe genetic and birth defects rose by 21.6%. That spike reversed a nearly decade-long decline. Between 2004, Salaki, sir.
So what they're trying to say? They're trying to say that that it's better to have abortion. I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to say. Like they you know what I mean? Presser, he does tons of research. You understand? Tons of research. Just for example, with the I think is with the crack epidemic that took place in the 80s. You understand? He already knew that these babies born to parents who was on crack, they're going to come out, you know what I mean, a certain way. You know what I mean? With a certain type of disability. Right. So he knows. You understand? So now, who knows, you know what I mean, if it's the diets the sisters is on, I mean, who knows what he's actually doing to cause this? You understand? Who knows? You know what I mean? But the mere fact is, you know what I mean, abortion, we know abortion is murder according to the Bible. You know what I mean? It's murder. No, is there cases where, you know what I mean, you could have abortion? Yes. And that's if the mother and the baby fighting, whoever fighting to live. And of course, the mom, you know what I mean, is the one to live in that case. You understand? But some black women be strong as hell, knowing the outcome, and still decide to give, you know what I mean, that child a chance to live over them. You know what I mean? So I really trying to figure out what they're trying to push on our people.
Yes, right.
I mean, with this story.
Yeah.
All right. You want
HK
what's this?
Continue on answer.
Yeah, but copy. We hold on or continue?
Say it again, sir.
And I was asking copy if you want us to hold on or continue.
No. You'll continue. I was listening to it. We just switch up some of the cameras on the
okay,
on the speaker and shit.
Okay. So go ahead. So what?
In 2021, Texas banned abortions beyond 6 weeks of pregnancy.
Salakika.
Yeah.
We hearing
Is
like
about is a feedback?
yeah, like we hearing like two things open.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
What about now?
Testing. Good. Now,
How is it now? It's still up now?
No,
You hearing us a little bit?
No, it's still hearing. Yeah, you're hearing it still.
Testing 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Testing. Yeah.
You're hearing the feedback?
Yeah, cancel.
Okay. Let's hold up. That's muted, right?
Yeah,
All right, let me testing 1 2 1 2.
When you talk,
1 2 1 2.
Hearing.
You hearing it now?
It getting lower.
Yeah, that's probably the speaker. That's the that's it. I'm gonna keep it as low as possible. Yeah, you could probably move it away, but put somewhere where we could hear it still. You know what I mean? 1 second.
I don't.
Alo Apanya, Barack.
Yeah, that was a heavy
sound is now.
Can y'all hear me?
Kind of sir.
That was such an article of evil propaganda that you just read.
Mm-hmm.
That article was evil as heck because, in essence, they was saying that Captain Nycott, they trying to say that because we ain't killing these babies enough, supposedly 2,000 babies born with birth defects and different issues. What's that statistic? What was the number?
The number was Salakia, 227 deaths or an 11.5 increase, sir.
Since when?
Since 2002, sir. Last year, sir.
Since 2022?
Yeah, Kawakan, sir.
Right. So show you how evil this is. That article is so evil. Like, and here's what's so scary about that article. Not only is it so evil, big time to all the brothers. Not only is it so super evil, but it's evil. And you've been made to look like it's a big deal. First of all, we're only talking about 200 babies in 2 years. And guess what? These bastards are saying they used to be doing what the Nazis do.
Right.
Like, since when did it become okay to kill our babies because they think it's going to have a birth defect? Since when did that become the new norm? Now the new norm is kill the baby if you think something wrong with it. That was something that never went on. People had babies born joined together. Babies born with no hands, no feet, different illnesses. Right. Now they ready to kill our baby and act like, the mortality rate is going up. So in other words, not that we killing more babies by banning the abortions, but that we actually having more babies with birth defects. And so as a result, the statistic means that more babies dying. But it ain't more babies dying. It's only more babies dying because more babies are being born. So what the hell are they doing? Trying to make it look like this increase in having babies means that there's more mortality rate or more deaths. Of course there's more deaths. It's more babies being born. Like any statistic. How is that a bad thing? But they make it like y'all killing these babies When you killing the babies because you having the babies. The thing is evil and diabolical as it could be. Read the beginning part of that if y'all don't mind again. You can bring me back with everybody if you don't mind, Michelle. The water. Read that part.
Kawakan. Texas abortion restrictions, some of the strictest in the country, may be fueling a sudden spike in infant mortality.
Right. It's not fueling a spike in infant mortality. It's not fueling a spike. It's fueling a spike of infant mortality because you're having more babies.
Right.
So it ain't no spike in infant mortality. It's just more because you got more.
You're right, God.
You understand? Which is insane and propaganda and evil. And guess what? Here's the worst part. These are the Democrats black people trust in every election year. Here's who the hell we voting for. You understand? Hands down. Like it ain't even a discussion. Right now, they demonize it. They are demonizing. What's the brother's name? The rapper Ice Cube.
Right.
Because of that contract he wrote with America, with Black America. Because he told Black America to consider being in both parties to make both parties work for our vote. Well, those Democrats went after him with both guns and been going after him ever since. And they are the real problem. It ain't just the Republicans the problem. It's the Democrats' problem. That's like that right there is a reverse racist article. That's a basic lie. It's a straight up propaganda lie to get black people to have more abortions. Like once again, this world here, in Christ's world, a man will be in charge at all times. At all, here's what women gonna have to get right. From the time you are born into this world and take your first breath to the time you go into the grave, there will be a man in charge of you. And
that's right.
A man in charge of you. Because look at what they would lie to you with and game you up with, just like you was in the Garden of Eden, man. I yield.
So, like you said, you want to answer a question somebody had in the comments there?
Please.
So you all agree with this ban, no abortions after 6 weeks?
Oh, Olivia, let me help you out. Olivia Arnold. We agree with the complete ban on abortions.
That's right.
We believe in the complete ban on abortions. Every abort, there should be no abortions in the black. Like, how ignorant can we be? And I'm wondering if the younger generation, these millennials and them, I wonder if they are aware of the propaganda and the game being played on them. Along with all this entrepreneurialness and this new business and these new ways of lifestyle, are they also aware of the propaganda being used against them to destroy them? Here's what nobody tells you, Olivia. Nobody tells you the psychological trauma that mothers live with their whole life after having an abortion and killing their baby. Nobody tells you about that. Nobody tells you about the high risk among black women of getting breast cancer after having an abortion and throwing your hormones into survival mode because there's no baby to draw the milk out, which later has been known to cause tumors in black women's breasts. Nobody tells you about that. Nobody tells you about how the body, that same baby that you abort, how that body of that baby is sold on the open market for stem cells, lungs, heart, brain, melanin. Nobody, bone marrow. Nobody tells you about how that fetus that is taken out of your body is chopped up and sold on the open market. Nobody tells you about how they are implementing laws that when you fix for an abortion, they're going to bring the baby out. And if the baby is alive in the last term, if you decide to abort the baby, they are going to kill the baby and harvest its organs right there on the spot. Meaning they're going to take the eyes, the tongue, the heart, the lungs, the kidney, the genitals, the melanin, the DNA, the bone marrow, and they're going to sell it to universities across the world. Is that what you consider a humane way to be? Is that what you consider yourself a nurturing mother? How dare we believe we have the right to murder a living creature inside a woman's body? How dare we? And here's for some reason, Olivia, and I want to hear Olivia's response to this. Because here's what, because I think Olivia can give us some insight to why sisters have this mindset. If you kill your baby, okay, in the third trimester, as they allow in certain states, that means that baby is 2 months. 2 months before being born. You can kill that baby, no repercussions. But if you have that baby 2 months later, and you bring it home, and you strangle that baby, it will put you in the penitentiary for the next 20 years. Now explain to me why you go to the penitentiary for 20 years after you had the baby, and not go to the penitentiary 2 months before you had the baby. When they can tell the baby has a heartbeat, when they can read the brain activity on that baby, when that baby can move and react to every bit of food that you eat, spicy or non-spicy, that baby can react to audible stimulation, music, conversations, arguments. Why? Why is it all right to murder that baby at that time? Yeah.
So, like I said, if I may,
please.
And what you said, General, you brought out something that I think many people kind of overlooked that's listening. This policy that you can abort your babies for the sake of disabilities is exactly what the Nazis did. It was called
Lebensbraun. Please give it to me,
because sir, if I may, General, it was called Lebensbraun, and the specific program was called T4. And it's where the Nazis believed in euthanasia, which is really just abortions. Or abortions and
don't clean it up. Euthanasia is government-sponsored murder.
That's right, sir. That's right.
That's what euthanasia is, because euthanasia applies to both fetuses and living people.
Sir, the water. I was just getting ready to say that too. It's the murder of the unborn babies in the womb and actual people that were alive that had disabilities. Like the Nazis believed, to maintain their superior race, that it was undesirable to bring forth these type of children and have these type of people that live in society among them. So like this policy, and like you said, General, you called it out. This article is propaganda. Like it's a numbers game, like you just said, sir. It is common sense. With more at the water, sir, right here. With more people that give birth, you're going to have more of every category that exists with giving birth. You're going to have more. Hell, the number for twins. The more you have children, you're going to have higher rates of twins being born. The same way you'll have higher rates of kids with disabilities, higher rates of everything, because you just have more numbers. And so they're really trying to slant it for people to side with state-sanctioned murder. So what you said was so heavy, General Salakia.
And can I just add one other thing to the Lebensborn program? That's not said in this particular article, but is said in other places, that this program was mainly utilized to kill off blacks, Latinos, so-called white Jews, gypsies, and other undesirable nationalities other than white Aryans. Aryans are not white in the first place, but you get my point. They believe white, following the philosophy of the East Indians. But my point being that they were using it to kill off the people that they want.
Right.
Like, what the hell are the educated black people learning in their universities, man?
Mm-hmm.
You don't learn anything about the history of the most horrible nations on earth and what they've done. Because if you did, you would add America to that category.
That's right.
America in the category. And you'd be disdaining that anything that America did to us that is paramount to those things done to those nations. It wasn't just done in Nazi Germany. Mao Zedong did the same thing and killed millions of people. Just me. Mao Zedong did it too and killed millions of people. And other leaders as well. And that's why the Lord said, my people are as sheep to the slaughter. It's so true.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true. It's so true. They have completely brainwashed black women into believing that having your children will be a detriment to your financial career, to your educational career, to your marriage choice, to your success in America, man. They have brainwashed systems to believe that. And it is articles like this and politicians like Kamala Harris and other prominent people like the most disgusting Oprah Winfrey that promoted this propaganda to send it into the minds of black women and Latino women that they should turn around and murder their babies or they destroy them. Sisters living in third world countries raising wonderful brothers and sisters. And us in the situation we're in, having been slaves for 400 years, what the hell are we even talking about when it comes to killing our own babies?
Mm-hmm.
When we are in a survival mode, in the most empire that's ever been erected on the face of the earth. Hey, feedback, please. Please. I want to hear what they got to say.
Concept.
Crickets right now, sir. Crickets. Yeah. It not even a response.
Come on, Olivia. We talking now.
Salakia,
Olivia might agree with us. I don't know. I think Olivia agrees with us.
She better.
I think she does.
They ain't coming with no. They're talking about, of course, for children, as you say, the undesirable children. But ain't nobody pushing that on the Ukrainians and telling them stop having babies.
And here's what I want to ask, Kat. Who in the hell decides which are the undesirable children?
Right.
Wait a minute. Go back to the article again. Kazak, what did they describe them?
Gawakan, sir. It says infant deaths caused by severe genetic and birth defects rose by 21.6%. That's
birth defects, genetics. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, Nayata.
I can say one thing too, sir, with that whole thing they're doing. Like if you want to go down the rabbit hole with them, they are acting as if we out the crack epidemic when it comes to black people.
Yes.
When they did already knew what the crack was doing to us in the 70s and the 80s.
Yes.
Because there was studying, doing studies on us, with the so-called crack babies. You understand? It tells you that the genetics was messed up because of what the mother was doing.
And if I could, Nayata, Salakia, and if I could, imagine this, Nayata. Feel me for this, Olivia. The article Kazak is reading is talking about a little over 200 babies with birth defects. And they're saying that by banning the abortion, we're causing 200 birth defects. Well, St. Louis just built an abortion super center right outside of St. Louis. And they estimate that they will commit 11,000 acts of murder, aka abortion, every year. Every year. So you mean to tell me to avoid 200 birth defects of genetic and different disorders. To prevent them 200, we should allow America to murder 11,000 in one city. This is the house of Satan.
That's it.
Right.
The house where Satan lives. We got to kill 11,000 babies. We got to kill 11,000 babies so 200 babies won't be born with birth defects. You know what? Why don't we just take care of the 200 babies born with birth defects and save the other 11,000 babies alive?
That's right.
It's insanity.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, sir, as you bringing this down and giving us facts, I'm gonna tell you, it brought to memory the sterilization clinics that they had back in the 30s. All the way, it lasted, and this is in Puerto Rico. It lasted to 1956. It started with 7% of the Puerto Rican sisters forced into sterilization clinics.
That's
and the same thing that we seen in that article is what was told to these sisters or your children because of high poverty. They have defects. They know, this and that. And if you wanted to get a job, you had to kill your baby and you had to sterilize yourself. And by 1956, 1 in every 3 Puerto Rican sisters was forced into that clinic until the outcry. And when they brought it out on the media, that's when they had to stop it. But for that long period, from the 1930s to 1956, all that has been going down in Puerto Rico.
Like we got horrible leaders, huh? We got horrible leaders to allow that to go on. You understand? Knowing the history of it, and by the way, the history of it comes from those in the eugenics programs. The same ones creating the vaccines that's getting ready to go forward. Now they jumping in the vaccine game. That might be the last clean vaccine we ever get. Because now who knows what when they get involved in it. Now they're buying up all these vaccine companies, buying up all this farmland to genetically engineer food to have vaccines in it. God knows what they're going to put in those things to sterilize our babies. They have always, not just them, every empire that's ever had blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians in captivity have always destroyed us. When we had that hurricane in Haiti that devastated Haiti, they slipped out on CNN. They slipped out on CNN and turned around and spoke about how they were telling Haiti, for Haiti to receive the aid from the United States, they had to allow the healthcare workers to perform, to give out birth control and to sterilize, not sterilize. They didn't call it sterilize, but they said to give out control to the women. What the hell does birth control have to do with you helping me when I have a damn earthquake? You want to feed you? I come to feed you because you had an earthquake. What? I gotta give you. You can't have no more babies. These people are diabolical. Big shout out to you, Olivia. Big shout out to you, sis. That was great. That was such a great point. You understand? That was such a great point you brought up. I really appreciate it because you so added to the conversation with wisdom. That was so right. What a bunch of monsters we dealing with, man. So,
and Silak, yes, sir, you bring up a good point too, because I don't know if you all remember. I don't know if they still have the advertisement, but they would advertise them Ethiopians or them Somalian babies with flies on the lip and tell you to
feed them.
Yeah, to feed them.
Yeah.
Never, there was never pushing abortion on them.
Right.
When in that state, you're telling us to do it, and we're not even, our kids not even close to being malnourished like that. You understand?
Right.
Flies all on the child lip, nose, child can't, raise the hand to swat the fly off. And you're not in Somalia pushing abortion.
Right.
No.
Right.
Something wrong.
Salaki, sir, if I may, sir, it was so heavy and so right when you told that Ethiopian they could never understand us loving us, man. When you brought that on the show, like this, only in the intellectual of universal practical knowledge, where we have real, true leaders that care about our people so much that we got to cry out loud and we got to tell the people for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And come with no fronting about it. You know what I'm saying? The water, sir, for bringing that out, sir. Salakia.
But Most High in Christ, because what took place on that show was, to me, absolutely insanity. Like I asked the heathen, I asked him, what was it okay for when Christ said, "Let the children be"? He said Christ was just talking. That was just like he just talking. Then when I asked him, of course, about should England lose half its wealth to give to the Ethiopians? Now remember, England ain't had no beef with the Ethiopians, but let's just say you take half of the wealth. Oh, he good and fine with that. But I say black and Latinos get half the wealth from America. That well, you didn't serve slavery. Well, you didn't serve slavery under the British.
That's right.
But you ain't had no problem taking half their wealth for your country. But meanwhile, you mad at black people for wanting wanting their portion of what Christ died for them. Like, it's crazy, the mindset in this place, and we, like you saying, we should cry out, spare not. Everything we do is so right to do. The boot kisses, the speaking, everything we doing in this work, screaming our heads off to this evil world. Brothers, you so right. We should do it, Oz. We should do it, because we living in a madhouse right now. We live in an absolute madhouse when a woman prefers, which is her complete, natural, healthy instinct, is to have and nurture her babies. A woman hates the idea. That's propaganda, and propaganda like this damn article. Make it sound like you bringing forth 200 children with birth defects and stopping 11,000 abortions. Oh, you are somehow just doing something evil to black women's health care. That's why nobody gonna feel bad when the Lord destroy these countries and with nuclear war. When he bring that nuclear war down, nobody will be able to blame anybody. They don't have to worry about looking for terrorists. They won't have to worry about looking for evil anywhere, because the Most High will bring it to their doorsteps in righteousness. And they would only be able to say, God did it.
Right.
The Lord did it.
That's it.
Come. Salah. I yield.
Khan, so I think she definitely agreed. I don't know if you saw it, what she said. Khan, she agreed with everything.
Yeah, the sister was on point with it. Big shout out to you again, Sister Olivia Arnold. Big shout out to you.
That's it.
So, Colonel, I don't know if you want to get into what's his name? Jason Aldean.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yes. Yes. Hey, Kazak. Kazak Ahmad. Is there any way you could pull up the lyrics on a transcript? Because I don't think we should play the song because they might ban it. But if you could pull up the lyrics, we could go from the lyrics. Now, this song, for those that may not know, this song has been all over the internet like crazy. Black politicians are mad as hell at this Edomite. And basically what this Edomite did is he wrote a song. And the song basically talks about every type of black crime that is commonly known in the news. And he, in essence, says, you wouldn't try that in a small town. In essence, he's saying, you blacks and Latinos committing all them crimes in the city, you wouldn't try that in a small town. Basically saying in a small white town.
That's right.
That's a dog whistle. and then he mentions a few things that eerily sound very much like crimes we've heard of.
Right.
Okay? And that's what they're upset about. So let's get into it. Let's check out the lyrics first, if you could. It was a good picture of him. He's the old country western Edomite. You understand? With a rendition of the White House behind him. And, talking about the love of America. And listen, and this is very interesting in this respect. Because songs like this are beginning to form a narrative. And let me tell you what the narrative is. The narrative that they're beginning to form is the narrative of if you commit crimes in America, you really hate America. You really anti-America. You really against the White House, against the government. That's what they're trying to get into the minds of the people. Because to slaughter God's chosen, they got to make God's chosen to be an enemy of the country and make themselves to be the ones that love the country. Kind of what they did with Blue Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter. You understand? That's what they're trying to bring forth here. So let's get to these lyrics. If you're able to, can you pull them up? Are you able to?
I got him if you need him. I got him, sir. If I can share it.
You got him? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead and pull them out or if you got them. Shalom, mighty man. Kentucky 8 warrior right there, Captain Kaposh. What's going on, mighty man?
That's right.
Go ahead, Doc.
Can y'all see it on the screen, sir?
No, I don't see it. Y'all see it?
No, lots of that's yeah. It coming
and
up.
you don't necessarily got to put it on the screen, Ash. If you could just read it for us or have Kazak read it.
Oh, I'll read it, sir.
On the screen.
I'll read it, sir. Okay, go ahead.
You can stick with us. Go ahead.
I think that's not the lyrics, Ash. That's by Fred Small. This is from Jason Aldean.
Yeah, this is Jason Aldean.
Go ahead, sir. The name of the song is "Try That in a Small Town."
I'm not sure if that's the exact name of the song. I'm not sure if that's the exact name of the song. Say again.
Yeah, so the name of it is "Try That in a Small Town," sir.
Oh, you're giving it to him. Okay, go up.
Kawakan, Slack it, sir.
No,
sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Carjack an old lady at a red light.
You see that?
Pull a gun.
Go ahead, carjack an old lady at a red light. Come on.
Salaki, sir. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store.
Now you know who in America is the classic liquor store robber. That's blacks and Latinos, man.
Oh, Kawakan. You think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop. Spit in his face.
See that?
Stomp on the flag and light it up.
Right.
Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town.
Right.
See how far you make it down the road.
Right. And listen, when he made the song in front of a courthouse that was famous for a lynching of black people. So he was sending a clear message. Of course, he denied it. He denied it once they came to him like, yo, you wrong, you didn't do that. He said, listen, I didn't have a racist bone in my body when I made the song. What did he do? He was exactly talking about black people. And black people and black people in an uproar over it. You got more of the lyrics here?
Concert. Around here, we take care of our own. Cross that line, it won't take long.
Like that's a dog whistle. That's a dog whistle. We take care of our own needs. We take care of white people. Here.
Right.
Go ahead.
Kawakan. For you to find out, I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
Right. Yeah, that's it. You Negroes, you can go do that in the city, but you can't come and do that in this little small town. That you're not going to be able to do. That's what they're trying to say. Now, all the politicians in a upset. They're talking about it. They're having a fit. They say he's a racist and wrong what he's doing and how could he do this and yada 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 yada. And guess what? They are the evilest asses in the world. Because here's the first of all, that piece of darkness is correct in what he's saying. Wait a minute, hold up. Your God dog UBK said that he had some more words. Oh, wait.
I think
are you saying right? Is that the court? You're saying that's the court where they pulled an 18-year-old black boy from jail and linked him? Is that correct?
Come, that's what he's saying, sir.
Yeah. Once again a big shout out to your God. Is that your God dog?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay, big shout out to your God dog UBK. Your God dog got it right. Like he did that in front of that courthouse to say, this is a small town where we're a lynching nigga that do that. They can't wait to go back to the old days. And here's why I say he was right. An Edomite is right as hell. Because who wants carjacking, liquor store stickers? Who wants any of that? How the hell black people gonna be mad at Edomites that don't want the crime you living with every day in the city? You mad at him because we gonna take a white supremacist against him? When we gonna take a black supremacist against them?
Right.
I don't want you robbing my liquor store in my neighborhood either. I don't want you carjacking no sister or punching no brother in the mouth in my neighborhood either.
That's it.
So that part, the devil is right about. Here's the part that the black politicians who claiming they angry and all that. Here's the part they ain't saying. They're the goddamn cause.
Right.
That's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because every last one of them black politicians and black news organizations, all of them are taking money from businesses that are robbing black people. All of them are taking businesses and sucking the life out of the black and Latino community. Yeah, I want you to wait outside of the UK. I ain't heard nobody make no song that say, set up a Chinese restaurant or set up a wall. You won't do this in the boogie town. You understand?
Right. General,
I think Silak I think that there's a little feedback coming from on your end, like it's double feeding or something. And then your mic went out a little bit.
Okay.
It's an echo.
Let me slow it down a little bit. Here's what I'm saying. Where are the black songs that say all the things that the heathens are doing to us that we won't tolerate in the big city, in our city?
That's right.
You don't hear that.
Mm-mm.
Why we ain't saying we'll set up an Arab fried chicken place not in this city? Ain't nobody black saying that.
That's it.
Like he's talking about the things that we do sinning against the Lord that he don't want in his town. I got news for you. We're not supposed to want it in our town.
That's it.
Right.
And if we don't want it in our town, damn right. If we don't want it in our town, why in the hell we don't go to the source of why we are getting it in our town? I'll tell you why. We are getting it in our town simply because we got horrible people, black leaders and politicians.
That's right.
Why don't we have songs that say, We won't set up no child molesting church, not in this big city. Where's that song at? You understand? You won't prostitute our daughters, not in this big city. You won't get kickbacks for abortion clinics,
That's
not
right.
in our city.
That's right.
You won't get kickbacks for incarcerating black men, child support, not in our big city. Why the hell we ain't saying that? These politicians, man, are diabolical. They every choice that they make is a choice that destroys them. They mad at the Republicans for the abortion, which destroys us. Okay? Which destroys us. They mad that the Republicans the Republicans want to change the educational system so we don't tell the truth about education. But meanwhile, they won't initiate a single program to teach Black and Latino children about homeschooling and what has happened to them. Where's that program at? Where's the 1611 project going on inside Black and Latino schools? Instead, you in the Midwest trying to shove it down white people's throat. And they passing laws on the governor's level to make sure they're not able to do it. Well, what the hell are you talking about? Where's the politician that wanted to have me? Where's the program? The Roman Catholic Church, biggest organization on the planet. Where are the black politicians who are soliciting them for money to bring the government for a system that only people hiring their neighbors? Where is that at? You taking all this
Slocky is going out.
It's going out again.
The last part there, it kind of it going like in a no fading. We was hearing you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm saying I need to calm the hell down.
It sounds like it have a little feedback. I don't know if your speaker is loud, but it's something kind of cutting your audio.
I think it's just the cell phone itself. I'm not using anything in the studio. We revamping the studio. So everything in the studio is disconnected. I'm only using a cell phone on a tripod. That's it. So I'm broadcasting and talking and doing everything right off this cell phone. So once the studio's back up, all this will be gone. But right now I don't have I usually have my boom mic and all of that. None of that. I don't have the mixer. Everything is disconnected. So I'm just using a cell phone. That's it. And this cell phone is an old phone. So this ain't really a modern phone, but this is what I'm doing temporarily until, you know what I'm saying, we get the studio up hopefully in a couple weeks. By the time I get back from Chicago, Lord allow, I'll be working to get it up and running and getting it done. But I want to do it right because I don't want to have to do it again. I want everything in the studio this time so I don't have to do anything again, for 10 years, Lord allow. You know what I mean? So Salaki for that on everybody on the sound. So going back to what I was saying, it's ridiculous, man. Like I don't want you read because go ahead, read them down one more time for me. The things that he said.
Kawakan, sir. Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk.
Right. Stop. Do I want to see somebody sucker punching people on the sidewalk?
Right.
Like how many videos is on YouTube with black people and Latino people fighting each other in the streets? And the other nations laughing at us like we're just a bunch of lawless, crazy people. Meanwhile, we done lived a devastating life in these ghettos. Do you think I want to continue to see that? How in the hell you gonna expect me to come on board with that even? Yeah, it's coming from a damn racist and a white supremacist, but we always giving them a reason to say it. Like black people and Latino people don't have to give our enemies an argument, but we give our enemies an argument. You understand? There's so many scriptures that come to mind. If I could, the scripture where where the head of Moab asked Beelzebub or whatever the hell his name was to curse the children of Israel as we was coming out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said, if they are following their God, don't you dare curse them, because their God will curse you, and nobody can stop it. That's what he said about us. You understand? Like our spirit should be in the right spirit, and then guess what? They got nothing to say, and guess what? The Lord will take up our fight.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to see nobody get sucker punched on the street in my city as well. Give me some more, Kazak.
Kawakan, sir. Carjack an old lady at a red light.
Right. And do carjackings go on among Black and Latinos across this country? Not only carjackings, but you got kids glorifying themselves, calling themselves the Kia boys, running around all over this country, breaking into Kias and stealing family cars. Poor people are the only ones that buy Kias and Hondas. Those are poor people trying to have a halfway decent car that ain't gonna break down on the road. And here some young cat who can't get a job, who can't get decent education, whose family is broken because you poured drugs in his neighborhood, and now he's stealing some up-and-coming young family's car so he can joyride in the street. I don't want to see that, but that ain't all his fault. How you gonna act like the white boy is wrong when you sitting up there? You Black leaders are the ones that are the ones who created it.
Right.
You created this condition for this to happen. Disgusting monsters, man. Give me some, and I'm gonna yield it after I run 2 or 3 more. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Kawakan. Salaki.
Now I didn't go out
gun on the owner of a liquor store.
Right. Do I want to see stick-ups and robberies in my town, in my city? How you gonna say that Edomite is wrong for that? He's saying, in other words, if you Blacks and Latinos bring that to us, we're gonna lynch and kill you like we did in the 30s. Well, guess what? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I pray for a couple of them UPK songs. Okay. On back to the I'm about to do like David, man, call on the chief musicians.
Right.
And tell them to write me some songs about all the evil they come to our town with and do. Black people don't say anything. Black politicians help them do it. They help them do it. If it wasn't for the Lord, we'd be wiped out from these heathens, man. And we on our way. Black politicians and Black leaders, and especially you disgusting Christian leaders, you the ones that have created this atmosphere, have destroyed us. You created the Black LGBTQ community. You've destroyed families, man. You are the house of Satan. It's just like Christ said. You clean the outside of the cup, but inside you are filled with dead bodies, man. Nobody said it better than our king, man. You filled with dead bodies, man. The nerve of you to come up against this white supremacist devil when you've given him the room to do what he's doing. And once again, I pray before the almighty power Yahweh that young Black brothers and sisters like y'all on this show with me, that y'all begin to see and say, yo, we're going to stop tolerating this. I'm raising up priests and prophets of the Lord for the sole purpose of stopping us from our own sins and charging the man who has done so much evil to us. And brother, our politicians are in the way of all of this. I need because you ain't got to read no more. There's plenty more, but I think I made the point.
Cancer and Salakia, sir. Them Black politicians so diabolical too, in a way. Whereas they're not even coming up against your rappers who totally degrading brothers, totally degrading sisters. They're not even coming up against that type of that type of song.
So heavy.
You understand? And now. Now a so-called oppressor comes out and how to put it, and like air your family issues out there. Now you have a problem. You
Right.
understand? It's almost like you want to treat us like they treat the LGBTQ community, whereas they have a ton of issues, but they don't talk about it, and I don't want you to talk about it. When you're gonna have to talk about it so that we could come up with some type of solution to this problem. You understand? Yeah, and that's that's the issue with them. It's almost to the point now, like they had to face it, because this oppressor coming out and saying this is what you people are doing. You know what I mean? And you spent all that time in the White House, in Congress, saying you're going to help black people, but here he's saying that you ain't helping black people. You ain't doing your job, Mr. Congressman.
Right.
You ain't doing your job. You failed.
So right.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could too, sir, like just like with the last story, like who's deciding which baby is undesired, right? In these small towns, who deciding what it doesn't go? Because he'll say these lyrics in this song as cat calls and dog whistles to like-minded, the far right, the old Republicans, the hillbilly type. He'll say these things because, of course, he's trying to stir up something in them.
Mm-hmm.
But really, in them small towns, you look at somebody, this is the song that's going to inspire the action behind the look. You park in the wrong parking spot, this song is going to inspire the reaction for the parking there. Really, they're acting like it's going to, it's a whole ton of lawlessness and unlawful people. But this is them pre-justifying the lynching and murdering that they want to do, that they're going to do.
Yes.
But they're making the case now for it. Right. So it's not like they're going to push out, what's actually unlawful, because he ain't saying nothing about all them cops who murdering people. Right. He ain't saying nothing about JP Morgan bringing in all the damn cocaine. Right. He ain't saying nothing about all them judges just, sending kids into juvie centers and getting kickbacks. He's saying this thing here to lay, the underlay for the overplay. Yep. He laid it down. So now when a Negro step out of line, according to them, you out of line, boy, for doing what? This song done come and inspire whatever, violent reaction that comes with it, where they could just say, he tried it in a small town. Right. She tried it in a small town.
Right. Captain Mashak, Salaki said, but
please.
Ahmad Abari, I think is his name. I never pronouncing his name correctly. Forgive me if I ain't pronouncing his name correctly. But that's a good example of a small town lynching. You know what I mean?
And small town, and he did nothing wrong.
Right.
He just looked at a construction site, went and looked at it, and decided to continue running, and that was that. Right.
That's right.
Like they ain't even about no real law and order at all.
No,
sir.
Like you said, he only talked about what he cared about in that small town. Right. He could care less about all the things they doing to us.
Mm-hmm.
And black leaders could care less about it too.
Right.
Yep.
Like black leaders gonna come out and black leaders don't have a right to say a damn thing.
That's right.
They caused the black destruction.
Mm-hmm.
The Martin Luther King civil rights, Christian Holy Ghost filled Baptist monsters. You caused this mess. And now we got to go clean the thing up. And you mad at some Edomite that calls us out on our filth and on our dirt and what's happening to us because our young sons don't have no mother. You sat up there, you disgusting politicians. You sat up there and passed all those child support laws. And listen, and I just read on a I forget whose show was I on. I've been on so many shows this last week or two, but I was on somebody's show recently just breaking down how they came out. It was a TikTok video. I came out and just broke out how they turned around recently and wanna kill the abortions in California. I mean, kill the child support payments in California. And check this out. They started the child support service in 1975, and they said they knew that the child support service would drive fathers out of the home. They already knew it. They knew they were breaking up black families, man. But they were getting kickbacks from the federal government for locking brothers up and putting brothers on child support. So guess they just got rich off of black people. They got rich off of the slaves. and destroyed all those black families. Well, guess what? Now that young brother is robbing liquor stores. Now he's punching people in the face. Now he's spitting in space. Now he's doing carjacking. And guess what, you black politicians, you did it. You did it. The Meadamites want to live in quiet, safe neighborhoods. Well, guess what? I do too. We like to get rid of you politicians, and guess what? We'll live in quiet, good neighborhoods as well. We get and we'll live in good, quiet neighborhoods as well.
Time, if I could, Salakia, and then not only that, the pastors, they furthered and came behind and pushing black men out the house when they came out with "Women Now Are Loose." You can do bad all by yourself. They promoted Tyler Perry and Medeaism, where his first #1 movie was about a black man who, you know, cheated on his woman, and then he got paralyzed, and so she had to come back in the picture and take care of him, and she, you know, was getting justified by getting back at him, and he ain't shit, and he drowning in the pool in the tub, and she just getting all her revenge. And in the Christian, the pastors furthered it. They furthered the divide, and that's all the divide you see now. The black church started that.
You right. And now TD Jake's trying to cover his behind, talking about we raising up women to be men. We raising up. Now he want to act like he innocent now. He done threw the ball. He want to hide his hands now. You know what I mean? You did more than raise up women to be men. You also made a haven for men to transition into women. And for women, you sitting up, you got women sitting with women sitting up in church on Sunday, obviously living alternative lifestyles. You backed every bit of it up. You backed it all up. You got rich off of it. You bought Rolls Royces, big houses, while the black and Latino community died on the vine. And now you want to act like, we're raising them up wrong. We're raising them up wrong. You understand? Yeah, Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
God dang. Look at that.
You understand? Where's the Diary of a Mad Black Man? All these monsters that's out there that you raised up. 85% of the parishioners in the Christian church are black women and Latino women. So you did this. You destroyed these houses. You turn these women into monsters, man. And only the Israelite School of UPK can turn them back around. You devalued black children, man. You devalued black male sons. You devalued them. You devalued Latino sons. You devalued them. You made them like they was nothing. And now, guess what? Now you got a lawless city. Now you got a city of crime and robbery and drugs and child molestation and rape and robbery. Now you got everything that Satan had to offer to you because you devalued and destroyed black families and destroyed black children, specifically black male children, but female too. And now you're sitting up there acting like what the hell is going on, and why is the white supremacist saying this? Because they see what you've become. And now they turn around and saying, you ain't gonna bring that here, or we're gonna go get our guns and do what we do and what we did in the 30s. That's what they trying to say. When are we gonna say it about them? So
that's it. I answer just the arte too, sir. You know what I mean? Like you black politicians, you know what I mean? If you so care about, you know what I mean, black people, right? Tell me something about abortion. Did you vote for abortion? Are you for abortion? If you care so much about black people.
Right.
You understand? Tell me about the child support. You know what I mean? That they have black men paying, and if they can't pay, they're going to jail. Tell me if you support that. You understand? Tell me if you support putting black men in jail because they're selling drugs or on drugs. You know what I mean? You all, you know what I mean? You all want to come out, you know what I mean, when it's time just to, you know what I mean, to save face, because our oppressor, he is airing out your laundry, airing it all out. You know what I mean? I'm making all that 50 years or 100 years of work in that Congress look like you all did nothing but had a vacation.
Yep.
General, if I may, so, be watching these you know, when they in the what they call it, within the political arena. And at time to time, you'll hear some devil say something racist, and then you see brothers and sisters that might be appalled to their statement. But I'd be wondering if you're so appalled to the statement, but not disgusted or appalled at what is going in your own neighborhood to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? You feel some type of way when our oppressors say something, but if you don't want them to say anything, you got to stand up for black people. You got to stand up for your community, which they ain't doing, sir. You know?
Listen, you right. I don't care what these new age Negroes be talking about. When I was in the hood, okay, struggling, I did not see no Ethiopians in there helping me.
Right.
I did not see no Africans in there. All you old African worshiping Negroes, they wasn't helping me. Okay? The ones that was coming through was them Latino brothers, man. The lost 12 tribes of the children of Israel. That's who identifies with our struggle with us. Okay? Okay? That's who identifies with it. And that's how we got past what we got past. Not because everybody else is stealing the credit from our struggle. Everybody. It's horrific. Now Africans is your spokesman when it comes to when it comes to civil rights and black civil movements and the black struggle. Meanwhile, you mad at Cardi B because she used the N-word. How you gonna be mad at Cardi B for using the N-word when blacks and Latinos, we've been riding together? Rap music came out of the Bronx. Why you think it came out of the Bronx? Because blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, and blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, and Dominicans were all up there in the Bronx, in Washington Heights, in the South Bronx. That's why it was in 100 Park, because blacks and Latinos had gotten together up there in the Bronx and brought forth the spirit of righteousness and struggle. And it was hijacked by Hollywood and used against us and washed out into something else designed for us to learn to kill and murder ourselves. So don't be mad at that Edomite for making that song. Be mad at the record companies that made $1 billion last year off of songs about you killing your own people. Be mad about that. Be mad about the politicians that allowed it to happen. Be mad at the local record stations that allowed it to be played on rotation. Be mad at BET, previous ownership, that ran them songs about hoeing and pimping and murdering around the clock. Be mad at them. Be mad at the Hollywood that's producing every kind of show that shows black women cat fighting and throwing drinks at each other and steaming and plotting and hoeing out of both drawer legs. Be mad at that. Be mad. Let me tell you something, Mark. In this evil, disgusting world, good people have to be watched over and protected, man. In this evil world, good people got to be protected. If you're a good person, you need to be in the ISUPK. I heard, I'm going to make a TikTok of this too. Mike Tyson said this recently. I know y'all heard it. Mike Tyson was on his podcast, and he recently has said how he was a bad guy his whole life. And he said all the successful people around him, they were all bad guys. And he said one day he just decided, I don't want to be a bad guy no more. I want to be a good guy. I want to be a good and decent guy. Like after all that life of success and championships and wealth and power, even Mike Tyson came to the conclusion that being a bad guy ain't the great thing. He said many successful, I'm gonna do a podcast on it because a TikTok. He said because many bad guys are rich and successful. He said, but I want to be a good guy now, and it was heavy because it was like had he been able to be that when he was 17 and 18, maybe he would not have had to have the life that he had. Maybe if he was protected from all these evil parasites, protected from all these vultures that steal our identity, steal our culture. Mike Tyson said this. He said he said, now this is according to another brother that spoke to him. That he spoke to him on the phone, and he told Mike Tyson. He said, "Hey man, how you doing?" And Mike Tyson told him, "I'm happy." And he said, "Why are you happy, Mike?" He said, "Because I'm broke." He said, "Well, why are you happy because you broke?" He said, "Because I don't have nothing else for nobody to come after me for, nobody to sue me for. But no, I'm paraphrasing, for nobody to take from me. So I feel good now." Imagine that. He had so many vultures preying on him that he just was glad when he had no more money to give him. That's how much they was chasing him down and suing him and trying to get his money. And when a man, and once again, had he been able to be a good man, who the hell was going to protect him? Well, Christ is raising up, man. Christ is raising up brothers so that the righteous can be watched over, because the vultures of these other nations and our black leaders will continue to produce brothers that rob liquor stores and cops' faces, instead of brothers who take back their identity and their culture and their people and separate themselves from these other nations, man. That's what we'll produce. And it's sad, you understand? It's good he's finding himself now, but man, look at the horror that the man went through from a young man. And all the success in the world still did not deliver his life.
That's right.
Until he decided to become a good man. And this is the man that did it without the scriptures. So imagine how easy and better it would be if a man could do it with the scriptures, man.
Right.
Don't tell me nothing about no UPK song. Make all the UPK songs.
That's right.
So this devil did. He had no problem. He had no problem making a song pushing back against black and Latino people who might want to come and harm him in his town. Well, they've been harming us for 400 years in our cities.
Right.
And if I could say something on top of that,
please,
Lockett, what you're saying is so heavy that there's nobody protecting the young black male. Like,
That's
I know
right.
Nowadays, a lot of people see young black dudes and they're all wearing hoodies. It's like a thing, like a running joke. It's 100 degrees out, but they wearing hoodies. And everybody's, why are these young guys, 16, wearing hoodies all the time? But I remember when I was a senior in high school, and I was in school, and that's when Trayvon Martin was killed. And in protest, everybody wore a hoodie to school. Everybody wore a hoodie and had some Skittles in Arizona. And so everybody was like, put on the hoodie, put on the hoodie, put on the hoodie. And the young guys stuck with that. They stuck with put on the hoodie, put on the hoodie. Because it's like sagging. It's something that's protesting. It's something that's, we feel good because we all got the hoodie on, and it's for Trayvon Martin for what happened to him. But nobody.
Go ahead, Salaki.
I was just gonna say, but nobody protects them young brothers. Like everybody sees them young brothers as, oh, they the criminals, they the thugs, they the filth, they the scrums on the outside of society. Guess what? They are on the outside of this society. They're not accepted nowhere they go. They go into McDonald's, they seen as the problem. They go in the dollar store, they're the problem. They go to the Walmart, they're a problem. The library, they're looked at as the problem. And nobody protecting them. There's no safe havens for young black brothers, young black boys out here. There's no place where they can get together. What they call in white society, they call free spaces. A free space is just a place where a person can go, like in a library, and just get a room and just have the room, but just be in there and just hang out with his friends or read or set up a class or whatever. But
not be judged.
Yeah, not be judged, not be told how much money you gotta have to have this space or anything.
And if I could, you know why there are none? You know why there are none? Because that space in the backyard with their fathers no longer exists. Because the fathers are gone.
Right.
That's why they don't have that space. They don't have that space and validated into becoming a man and seeing their father be a man. They don't have that validation anymore. So they got to figure it out on their own every generation. So they tune out of the world that keep pushing up against them. And by the way, nobody's talking about the extremely high suicide rate from young black males in America. Something I was shocked to hear about. Young black men are committing suicide all over this empire because they don't have no fathers to show them life. They don't even understand life. And some of these mothers are raising up daughters out that should be in the alligator pit. And so they destroying brothers, you understand, wholesale.
And General, correct me if I'm wrong. If them politicians really want to fight, really want to get on and popping, why not go get that sister, I forgot her name, that sing that song Hanging Fruit, and start getting brothers to start singing like that and sisters to start singing like that. Play that Jill Scott song that she sang recently about I think it's either the anthem. She totally ripped it apart. You understand?
Yeah.
Get your people to
Jill Scott
concert. Get your people.
Now I thought, please, let me plug something.
Concert.
For those of you that sorry, y'all. Hold that thought, Doc. For those of you that's listening tonight that do not know, the sister Yahanna is coming up from Texas, and she is going to sing Jill Scott's national anthem at my lecture in Chicago on Friday, 7 sharp. You don't want to miss it. I heard a rendition of it already, and brother, she is banging with that thing. She is gonna sing that whole song to bring up what nonstop was bringing out. She's gonna be in the building rocking that song that night. I pray everybody come on through.
That's right, sir. You know what I mean? Concert. That's right, sir. Them politicians need to come in here and put on all black, sweep them schools, clean them toilets. You know what I mean? And get to work. Do something. Come off that vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come off that vacation. Come and do some real work. You know what I mean?
So true.
Some real work. You know what I mean? Get in them streets and start teaching black people, you know what I mean, how to serve the Lord and stop being hypocrites.
So true.
Just for money. I used to.
Hey, big is that Kahuntham Yard? I see. Big shout out to Kahuntham Yard, man. Somebody for joining us, Cat. So glad to hear from you. I know this is right down your wheelhouse.
Hey, can you hear me, General?
Yep, I hear you well. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I just want to say, you know, speaking of riding that horse to the Old Town Road, in the country, and this it's so many ways, and I'm fortunate enough to work around a lot of Edomites, and I hear country all the time. And this is the thing. When you study that culture, the country is it has a different tune, but it's still almost like a diss song in a way. And people, they want to make, you know, country like it's some wholesome American type music, but the rendition of country that they have, I mean, it's promoting alcoholism, divorce. It's one song. Well, it's a number of songs where they talk about they're still really holding on to the memory of the Civil War. Because it's certain songs they said, I was born an American, but I'm an American by birth, but I'm Southern by God, or something like that. Like they still talk about the South like it's better than the North. And they still, like, this song here is a battle cry for white young males to take back these, in essence, a sundown town or 2.0.
That's right.
So when we hear these types of songs, I mean, if you were to listen to country, it's no different than almost like a rap song, but it's just their version of them saying what they say about how they feel, about how they won't give up their guns, about some of them, about how they're against their own government. So these things is so heavy that you shed the light on these things, General, because it's time for us to wake up. This is why they didn't want Lil Nas X in the beginning, to even get into the country genre.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Before he switched on both sides, they didn't even want, you know what I'm saying? They remember they was protesting that brother, and we stood with that brother, man. Before, and then he sold out all the way, going to the LGBTQI mafia. But they don't want black, and country was started from black people in the South. Bluegrass, all that was started from poor black people in the South.
Yes, it was.
When you hear the word cotton picking, when they say cotton picking, that is a style of guitar playing from black people.
Wow.
That is with the guitar. When they say I'm playing cotton picking style, that comes from black people off the sharecropping.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that.
That's true.
You know, like you said, General, it's time like David to get the musicians together, and we need a counter. We need to have a diss song about try that not neighborhood.
Right.
Like if we really want to go viral, like since it's already out there, check out what we gonna come with. You know what I'm saying? We can all try a lot of stuff in America. It's a free country, right?
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? But what you saying, General, like you brought it out so many different ways, and it shine lights on the things that we got to clean up our house and get our house in order. You know what I'm saying? But they say so many things in country music about rap music, about urban culture, about the woke, about they even using the term woke now. They saying they God ain't woke, and they country they against anti-woke and all these different things. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, music is spiritual. I remember meeting head priest Yeshaya in New York at the barbecue, man. I remember him bringing out just having the blessing to be around him and hearing him talk to some of the generals in the school and some of the captains, and hearing him talk about music and how music is spiritual.
Right.
And there's a way to protest through music in a way. There's a way to get a message out through music, but you have to have the Lord involved.
That's right.
Right.
Like you said.
And if you playing music to kill ourselves, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should be playing that music. They ruling the world. That's the last thing we should be playing. You know what I'm saying? That's the last thing we should be playing for ourselves. But of course, politicians get paid so well for it. I yield. It was nice work. Nice breakdown.
General, did you want to respond to this comment?
Please.
Jonathan Jones, this ain't got nothing to do with race. It's got to do with anybody who would want to act stupid like they do in Portland, etc. So stop being damn stupid. Put your anger where it should be, and that's focusing on your own damn community. Because y'all got your own damn problems without any made up racism.
Yeah, first of all, it was an absolutely racist song.
That's right.
Because the examples that he used were geared towards blacks and Latinos. So it ain't no question it was an absolutely racist song. Okay? Now, in terms of, you obviously haven't been listening to us on this show. We've been chastising black leaders about the things that go on in the black community. And for you to act like that's not a racist song and it ain't got nothing to do with your problems. In other words, for you to take the don't blame the white man point of view is what you usually do when you love the devil and not the people of the Lord. Everything that we do, the air that we breathe has to do with you devils. If we take a breath of air, the poisons and chemicals in that air is your damn fault.
That's right.
So everything in our life is your damn fault. Right. Everything in our life has to do with the 400 years of slavery we served under you. If you make a song about lilies and flowers, it's a curse against us. I don't give a damn what. If you make a song about anything, it's something evil against us. Let's learn this song. The problem with people like this guy is that he doesn't understand that the Most High is going to give you just what you sow, because you are a foul, evil beast. For you have had slavery for 400 years, and to try to say we should dismiss our complaints against the slave master is ridiculous. What I'm saying is that black leaders and black politicians And black religious leaders should not be the ones complaining because they help facilitate. They hoard themselves up for these things. But we, the victims of this evil, have a right to speak and should speak out. No victim that doesn't speak out is helped. Only victims that speak out. And black people and white people believe that black people should not complain and act like victims. And it's a victim mentality that you pulling yourself down. That's psychological warfare to tell you. That's what narcissists do when they want you to dismiss the evil things that they do to you. They say it's not that serious, or you misunderstanding it, or you're blaming somebody else for your fault. That's what narcissists do. After 400 years of captivity, we blame you for things that you've done. Damn right we're gonna blame you. We're gonna blame you for everything, and we will never, ever exonerate you of the guilt that you committed against us. We will never exonerate you. And furthermore, who the hell are you, black or white, who love your slave master? Who in the hell are you to tell us what we should be complaining about and who we should be blaming? When you allowed every nation on this earth to come here and exploit and destroy it, when you killed us by the tens of thousands, when this slave master killed brothers and committed every criminal act against us, every racist act against us, and now you found one song that you believe is not racist, even though he filmed the song in front of a jail where an 18-year-old boy was dragged out of a jail cell with lynched. He just happened, like you said, it wasn't racist. He just happened to pick that courthouse. Out of all the courthouses in the South, he just randomly picked that courthouse. It wasn't nothing racist about it. He just randomly picked the courthouse that was famous for lynching an 18-year-old black boy after dragging him to the cell. And listen, in essence, saying, we don't care what the law is, we will drag you out of a cell and lynch you. But furthermore, the fact that he used that jail and that lynching, with all the lynching that you white people have done to white people, and for a white man or a black people to frame his lips and exonerate this even before this is the evil that monsters will ever do. It is why your justice comes in the form of global thermonuclear. That's why your justice is coming. But you are too repugnant and evil for you to accept the fault that you committed 400 years ago. And I'll go one more step further. I'll just give you the bonus point. Even if you truly in your heart believe, if you don't, but if you in your heart truly believe that we were wrong of our view of this song and the song's artist, after 400 years of destruction, the first thing you should have did was frame your lips to say, with all that has been done to you by white people, I could understand why you might feel this way. But I disagree. Right. That's how you should have framed it. But instead, you framed it like we had audacity for saying it. Like if we misunderstood the song, my God, haven't you committed another act of evil, racism against us for us to at least believe that the song could be racist? But not for you. For you, you got to be exonerated of everything that you do. But thanks to the Lord, there's a judge in heaven who will never exonerate you. Right. Some of you country bumpkin fried chicken want him to be exonerated. God will not do it.
That's right.
God will not let him. But some of you out there, you just don't like you. Everybody to be quiet and not blame the slave master. You hope one day, just one possible day, that the slave has to turn around and give you a form for all your trouble. Give you a crumb for all your trouble. A lot of you are going to die because you to return back to the Father. As far as the Edomites are going to serve twice the slavery we did according to the Bible.
Yes, sir.
They're going to serve twice the captivity.
So, and Salakia, sir. Now you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if I go in here, I mean, way left field with it, but he song like Hitler, right? And the reason why I say songs like Hitler is because, you know, what I mean, would it be right if Hitler said what he did to the Jewish people had nothing to do with race? And it had to do with the fact that the Jewish people was oppressing them or whatever the case may be. Hitler is still, you know what I mean, diabolical for what he did. You understand what I'm saying? So now to come and try and say that what this song ain't about race is you know what I mean, having that Hitler mentality. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like it ain't about race. Come on. Everything is about race right now in America. Everything right now is about race. You know what I mean?
If I could, sir. If I may, sir, real quick.
Hey, let me jump in before you out just for 1 second. I just want to ask one simple question. When the white Jews discussed what was done in the Holocaust, did they consult with the Germans on their opinion? Hell no, they didn't.
That's right.
So find that white people believe that we got to say so in what we believe in us.
That's right.
We the victims here. We the ones that suffer. I'm here to act like what we should be mad about, we shouldn't be mad about. And if I could, last point, the nerve of this person to say you all got your own problems, as though we created these problems, as though we poured drugs in our nation, as though we got cut off financially from this thing, as though we got trained on by abortion and child support, as though we set up poor education, as though we suffered 40 years of racism against us. You act like this is our problem, and meanwhile we've been living under you for 40 years. That's why America is going to burn. And all the nations around the world are getting ready to burn in the third world war.
If I could, General, can I make a real quick point? If I could, sir. Right.
Please.
So we're not allowed to blame anybody. But if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken, 9/11 they blamed Osama bin Laden so much so that the whole planet heard it. So we can't blame the people who oppress us, who murder us, who kill us, who talk trash about us, who degrade us. We can't do that. But everybody heard America when they blamed Osama bin Laden for their woes. Damn that. We're going to do it.
Damn that. And wait a minute. And I think I might be. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Was you talking?
No, go ahead, sir, please.
Real quick. I just wanted to quote Amasiri Ita. I'm not sure. Amasiri Ita. I'm not sure. Oh, no. Strike Amasiri. Black Hebrew idiocy. Here's what he said. Down with thugs and criminals and trash of all colors. Now let me explain something to you. If that was what was the purpose of the song, Black Hebrew idiocy, if that was the purpose of the song, then he would not have done it for courthouse with black people. He wouldn't have done it in front of that courthouse. You understand? Like that's the proof that this was not about all thugs, no matter what color they was. This is about black criminals. That's what it's about. Like if he was about all criminals, he would talk about all the crimes that government officials are doing, all the evil things the government has done against us. Oliver North openly sold drugs across America. A sergeant in the U.S. military, part of the intelligence apparatus. He did it under the orders of an admiral. Admiral Poindexter. You know how long and hard it is to become an admiral? Admiral Poindexter is the admiral that authorized him to sell drugs across the streets of America. Name me one song that white people made that brought out how evil Oliver North was. I'll wait. Of course you can. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I yield. Y'all take it, please.
That's right.
So like, I think Captain Colum was about to say something, sir.
I yield. Whoever got to get in, get it.
So like, sir, can you hear me?
Yep.
And the thing about it, he act like that. Like, okay, that song is basically saying that the small towns is the last vestige of a white America that's left. The urban cities have now been dilapidated. That's what this song is basically saying. They're basically lawless towns, and that the only form of justice, and that white people have been deputized to bring back order, law and order, and especially in small towns. But see, what he doesn't talk about is all the crystal meth those white people are using to make their teeth fall out their mouth in these southern towns. He's not talking about all of these corrupt white politicians that's stealing federal money like Brett Favre did in Mississippi from poor people. That song is not talking about that. It's not talking about all this corrupt. Down south, there's basically a federal, it's basically a Confederate federal tax where it's federal money that come to the South that black people never see.
That's right.
Because of white corrupt politicians down here doing all kind of corruption. If we're gonna be about law and order, let's have a balance. Right. Furthermore, the Bible says that no other nation should move their tongue against it. Not even a dog should move his tongue against the children of Israel.
That's right.
So you don't have the moral high ground to chastise us, because it's a lot of dirt in the South that they don't even want to deal with. They don't even want to deal with a lot. It's so bad in the South. Black people have been marginalized in the South in certain areas where they build all kind of wasteland areas and chemical plants. Certain places they call Cancer Alley in the South, because it's so bad down here in certain parts that even white people have to coin the term called environmental racism. Feel that. Environmental racism now. Racism now has, as the Bible say, the sins have reached into the heavens. So for you to sit here and say that this song here, it highlights cultural crimes that we commit, but it doesn't highlight all of the white collar crime that Wall Street commits.
That's right.
It doesn't highlight all of the. See, if you wanted to make a song, you could have made a song about Brett Favre and how he stole that welfare money to build a goddamn volleyball gym.
That's right.
See, we gotta look. You stop playing with the UPK. You don't really want to have these conversations with us because we gonna air you all the way out. You understand? We in the trenches.
That's right.
So I yield.
That's right.
God. You know what I mean? And your guard said, man, all the incest in these small towns. Brother Bill said crime is more prevalent in rural areas than it is in the urban areas.
That's right.
Okay, like it's more going on, and that incest is big out there, and all them other crimes, like you said, serial killers, murderers. But he ain't mentioning any of them crimes.
School shootings, sir.
School shootings. Yeah, he mentioned none of that in his song. He mentioned none of that. You understand? He ain't mentioned how many people get killed on them rural roads because of drunk drivers. Sitting around getting drunk in them small towns after killing each other.
General, I gotta find. It's a song where it's a country song. I gotta find. I gotta see if I can find the name of it. There's a song, General, where the song promotes alcoholism. Literally.
Wow.
There's a song where the guy's saying, "You saying it's a problem. I'm saying it's a solution," and he's advocating getting drunk. And I mean, just being drunk and doing whatever the hell he want to do, and it's a country song. So he promoted alcoholism. If you want to say we promote drugs, like it's enough blame to go around if you're gonna talk about unrighteousness.
Right. And
I mean, come.
Yeah, listen, you right. You absolutely right. And listen, and you know when you knew them rural towns was all messed up, you knew they was a mess when that fentanyl came. You would have thought millions of black and Latinos died in the city, or would have died in the city on drugs. That was the plan. But the plan backfired because they didn't realize how many white people was strung out on dope.
That's right.
Got hold of that fentanyl, man, and killed themselves. And once again, the only reason they gave them Narcans to them police officers was because they were white deaths that they were trying to save.
God, and if I could say one thing,
please jump in, now.
This devil got audacity, which is caucasity. That's what it's called. The caucasity. Yep. That's how. This is why our people so fooled by them, because they can just straight up lie straight in your face and try to say he's trying to tell us that this country song talking about what it's talking about that we can clearly see is not talking about race. He's trying to make this seem like it's no race. This is just talking about bad people in general.
Right.
When that's what
in front of a famous lynching courthouse. Go ahead, Kabash.
God. That's why the scriptures say he was a murderer from the beginning.
That's it.
In the bold, not in the truth.
So true.
There's no truth in him. That's what the scriptures say. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. All he do is lie. All he do is bend the truth. And now we got the truth. And so we see his lies, and we speak out on his lies. These people have an immense hatred for us.
Yes, they do.
They have an immense hatred for us, and they still try to cover it up, which is real peculiar, because they're just so hateful, but they still try to cover it up. And this is a collective thing. This isn't just like one oppressor going to cover it up. They all are on the same page with this. That's why the Bible say they the most subtle beast of the field. They on another level of subtlety and lying and deceiving. They had it in a movie. It was the Jedi mind trick. They came to the Jedis came to the bar, and the alien said, "Hey, y'all not allowed up in this bar." And the Jedi said, "We are allowed in this bar." And the alien said, "You are allowed in the bar." He said, "And we're gonna have a seat over there, and you're gonna bring us a drink." And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna bring you a drink, and you can have a seat over there." That's what they think. That's how they lie.
Mm-hmm.
They're just straight up liars and the father of lies. Mm-hmm. So this how you know he's lying, because he said it's not about race, and then he went down and said it's not like how they do in Portland. Why you say Portland? And then he went on even further and said, Swisher said, well, you got your own communities that you got to deal with. What do you mean own communities? I thought it wasn't race. I thought it was just all communities. It just goes to show you he has an agenda from the beginning of what he said.
That's right.
And look, and I'm going to tell you, Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that's why the scriptures just say they just the devil. Because you just got to paint them all as just the devil. Because their level of deceit is many layered, to the levels of deceit that they are. It surprises me sometimes how they come together on their lies with no pre-thought or no pre-planning. They will just come together on their lies. Mm-hmm. and that's what type of people they are. They just gonna be that.
Yeah.
So that's what you see when you see that devil say something plainly in our face. It's not about race. He ain't not threatening you black people. He's not talking. Why you think on the internet all the memes is talking about black and white? Oh, I'll do this in a small town. Right. They got the memes all over the internet where it's like a black dude, some teenager or something with a white girl, and he says, "I'll do this in a small town," because everybody knows what you're getting at. You ain't slick.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, yes, I don't know if you want to take this question on here, but I would love to take a dig at it.
Yeah, let's throw them out there. Look, first, let me just say this. Egypt to Israel said, why they ain't mention January 6th? Since the song was all about all kinds of crime. Why ain't talk about that?
That's right.
That was a straight up white supremacist song. And even the people who saying it wasn't a racist song, they white supremacists.
So like
They racist as hell. But go ahead, y'all. Let's jump in on.
Concert.
So like, I ain't mean to cut you off, Cap. So
Go
like,
ahead, jump in. I'll jump in.
And listen, they know it's racist because even some white country singers had to step back and say, hold on, that's kind of like racial profiling crime. Even they know it. They know it because it's a lot of black people that write for those country artists. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But I found that song. The song is called "Drinking Problem" by an artist named Midland. It's called, and if you for all this a homework assignment, anybody that's out there listening out there, you song tonight, and you gonna say this is promoting alcohol. This cat here is gonna drink and drive and do whatever he want to do and kill people on the road because he want to have a Budweiser or he want to have you know, like, I mean, come on, man, like, let's get real.
Now, black Hebrew idiocy, we didn't kick you out. You understand? But now if you're gonna go there with it, then we just gonna kick you out because you wasting our time. We taking your points and we battling you on it. But now watch your mouth. That's all. Okay. Otherwise, we got to kick your dumb ass the hell out of here. You know what I mean? So just make your points. All right.
Yeah, so like I said, that's the same one.
I never understood somebody that tried to act tough on the internet anyway. But go ahead.
Right, that's right. No, that was the same. That was the same character I was talking about. So where he said, Bill, we haven't had a murder in my tongue in over 30 years. How about Shaka Congo, whatever he's trying to say.
Yeah, he tried to call it Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah.
The reason you believe you haven't had a murder in your small town in 30 years is because you white people murder people and bury them in the backyard and under the house and on the side of the road. That's what you do. You the serial killers of this society. And furthermore, you're a natural born killer.
That's
right. You murder and get away with it all day, every day.
That's right.
We murder and go to jail for our stupidity. You murder because of the lust of it, and you go on for years and years and years. All the major serial killers were white men, and most of them came from a small town like yours.
That's right.
Hell,
That's
you
right.
a serial killer. We might need to investigate you. You probably got some dead bodies in your backyard.
Like I said, that Long Island serial killer they just found the other day, they bought out the case up in Long Island. That serial killer. Look at that.
Right.
Cancer. Answer like yes, sir. All he had to do is just go dig up that same community and he gonna find the bones of Native Indians that his forefathers done murder and kill for the land he say he's on. You understand? And what is
right.
Cancer.
I
want cancer.
And hey, Mashak, go on and bump him up. Go on and bump him. He on stolen land talking about ain't been a murder in 30 years. What about the hundreds of thousands of murders before the 30 years? Piece of garbage. Go ahead,
Salaki. And then he wants to call out Chicago when what they're doing to Chicago, the so-called Columbus and them came and did to the Native Indians by giving the Choctaw Indian guns and the Navajo Indian guns and had them fight and kill each other, and then whoever stand, he just come in and wipe them out. You understand? The same thing they're doing to us right now. You know what I mean? They're creating that crime in Chicago. They're creating the whole atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can clearly see it because they have the money, they have everything that's needed to take care of, to wipe poverty out, because that's what's causing all the crime, poverty. You know what I mean? And the oppression that he putting us under. He has the money. He has everything in place to wipe it out. You understand? Because you can't tell me 100 years ago you had 100% unemployment, and now today, you know what I mean, we had the highest rate of unemployment. No, you're creating an atmosphere. You're creating a system where, you know what I mean, black people had to do something to survive, or they'll just die.
And not only that, if I could too, not only that, like in them small towns, right? They would say, like how he's saying, they ain't had no murders. Like, what do you qualify as a murder? Like, what are you writing down on the stats on the books for that town for the year as a murder? Is as Jason Aldean say, if you try this and try that, we gonna see how far you make it down the road. Does that consider murder, or is that like a self-defense? Is
That's
that
right.
a casualty in defending of a whole? Them things don't go down on paper as murder. So when you say they ain't a murder in these small towns, is they could put down a loss of life for anything. And cops murdering people every goddamn day by hundreds a year, and they ain't saying them cops murder this one. That was a lawful shoot. That's what they call that thing. So when he's saying there ain't no murder in no small town, like what are you really qualifying as no murder? But they'll kill you and write it down on something else.
That's right.
So Lockie, if I could, Captain Mashak, what you just said was nuclear, and that's exactly what goes on. A lot of these southern states that stand your ground, and a lot of them are open carry. It's damn near the wild west. You damn near can draw from the hip, and you can damn near challenge somebody to a duel in the street in some of these cities, and draw down, and it'd be either stand your ground or a duel, because they decide the law. The law is relative. That's why the Bible talk about when in the Apocrypha where it says, "Let the strength of the law be, let the strength of the law be our justice." Paraphrasing, like they get to decide the law down here. Right. When you got a sheriff who grandfather was the grand Cyclops or the grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. What in the hell you think gonna happen down here? What kind of justice you think he gonna administrate when his grandfather, who was the sheriff also, was the Ku Klux Klan Cyclops?
That's right.
You understand? And burning crosses in our great grandfather's lawn. And I want to add this: they wouldn't burn it. They wouldn't loot no stores. They wouldn't rob them. Our grandfathers in them, they were law-abiding citizens.
Yes, they would.
They paid taxes. You understand? They saluted the flag. They went and fought in the wars and got lynched in a uniform in the South. So what are you talking about? See, these things, they don't really want to delve into the beginning of how all these things started. These towns are so corrupt, which is why they hate when a racial incident happened down South, because now you have investigative journalists that come down here, which they call carpetbaggers in a way, a term used after the Civil War, to come down here and start to dig up dirt. They mad with the UPK down here right now because they saying y'all stirring up the goat, y'all stirring up the Mississippi ghosts. Y'all stirring up them. Well, the Lord Christ wanted to raise the dead. We in the time of the resurrection.
That's right.
The crimes that they committed is gonna come forth.
That's right.
So like I yield, sir.
Mashak, man, we got to get out of here, man.
Okay.
We done burned some good time, man.
Listen, they'll come to Chicago to get arrested.
Yes. Y'all join us in Chicago, man, for the fire weekend next weekend. It's going to be something to see, man. It's going to be a hell of a weekend, brothers and sisters, man. Y'all come on through, man. Let's get out there and get it on, all right? I'm good, Mashak.
We're going to take it out there. We're going to rock the commercial again. And everybody tune in every Monday night live on Commander and Yahanna on YouTube for the Black Watch Show. Commander and Yahanna always there. The heavy hitters. Pay your tithes. Send your tithes in. Zelle. Hook it up. Go to the website ISUPK.com. And of course, we're going United Kingdom come September, boy. We're going to be up there with, the top of the top, king of the king, the nobles. We're going to be in the house, in the building. Y'all stay tuned, man. I'll walk on ya. Barack. Yahanna.
To what, Akim?
To what, you?
Should have water you, sir.
I play some nigga should know.
And you'll speak with John. Pretend the camera isn't here. It's my favorite line.
Absolutely.
So, John, why are you here?
So first, I'm preaching on.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I pray what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening, is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't on who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.